Good morning and welcome to the Tuesday, August 19th, 2025 Idaho's Board of Commissioners meeting. It is 9 a.m. and I'll call the meeting to order. And the first thing we do is approve the agenda. So I'll make a motion that we discuss and approve an agenda.
Second.
We're going to add a non-public session under 91A.
Mm-hmm. For reputation.
2C.
Yep.
And any other modifications to the agenda? All in favor of this agenda with a non-public session at the end, say aye.
Aye.
3-0. And we'll move to the approval of the minutes of August 12th. And I see that you very wisely encapsulated the discussion with the water operator on Birchenstalk into a brief description, and I noticed that the timing of the discussion with the water operator was 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can deduce that there was a lot said
Yes,
that you could go to the video to watch.
correct.
Very good. I don't have any
Neither do I.
I didn't.
amendments.
Everything looked clean.
Find
Nope.
something then.
Find something, yes, find something.
No comment.
All in favor of the minutes?
Aye.
Aye,
3-0.
Okay.
Jeez.
too easy.
We're on at
Yeah, you would
9:02,
have thought, really, yeah.
and we're on to approval of an operations and payroll manifest to the tune of $12,409.32. I'll make a motion that we discuss and approve this operating manifest.
Second.
Aye.
You like the whole thing already, huh?
Yeah,
Okay, so
Yeah,
what do
it
we
was
have?
very helpful to see a couple of the bills in advance.
oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, you're specifically talking water.
Water
Yes,
down.
yes, but it was very helpful
yeah,
to be able
it
to look
was-
at those
oh, yeah.
separate.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yep.
So we had a Ram truck have its hydraulic repairs done for $977. We bought gravel to put down on Little Shore and Middle Shore, 16 tons for $119. We bought diesel fuel, and we used a lot of that in the last couple of weeks. We paid a bill of $1,400 and $1,401.24. T-shirts for the new highway guy,
Yep.
and he got 2 sweatshirts out of that
Mm-hmm.
just in time. He won't start wearing it until
December.
December. Yeah,
Oh, no kidding.
He's definitely
they
a
all,
mountain
they
man.
all.
Oh, that's funny.
Legal expense,
Mm-hmm.
$150.
Yep.
Cleaning supplies and Blue Def. Service on the copier scanner, the monthly charge
Yep.
of $84.03. And buying gasoline for the Ram trucks at the state barn at $230. And then payroll.
Yep.
Any questions on this manifest for $12,409.32?
Well, since we didn't have anything on the minutes, I could say that hydraulic is spelled incorrectly, but
Okay.
for this it probably really doesn't.
No.
Phonetically, it's correct.
Other than that, you vote yes?
Yes.
Aye.
3-0 on the manifest. So now at 9:04, we move to the water manifest, and that is $34,603.13.34. I'll make a motion that we discuss and approve this manifest.
Second.
Now, this has most of the excavation to put in what was gonna be 4 valves. And due to lack of documentation and historic burial of these pipes, we spent money digging down 11 feet on Grissom and didn't find a water main that we know is there. And it became illogical to continue to dig down with that machine. We would have had to bring in a bigger machine, so we decided to pull up on that one. And then due to the lack of documentation on Aspen and Bergdorf intersection, of how far where the main came from, which direction it came from was not known. We now know all this, and I need to meet with you and talk about how we capture all this information, because now we
Yeah.
can see how many thousands of dollars it costs to not know things about the water system.
Yes.
And this has been a problem by the way the water system evolved since the late 60s. And it was done by a number of different people, a number of different ways. Anyway,
Very expensive.
one of the things I want to talk to you about, and I couldn't find time to get to the office, we talked about other things last week. The way that the water operator charges for the excavating machine, there's a flat fee of $1,500 per day. I don't know how much of this you remember by looking at this stuff. What I want you to do is look at the past few billing cycles.
Yeah,
Look at how the machine is charged, because it says $1,500 a day for operator and machine.
yeah,
Machine with operator, it says.
right,
And then you'll see, sometimes there's a charge for an operator. There'll be a charge for, it just dawned on me, maybe does he call himself the operator? He charges,
yeah, it's
For-
a different charge for
in
correct.
Manpower, he charges for a pipe fitter, which I believe is Noah.
Yep,
And he charges for laborer,
Yep.
which are two or three other guys that work for him.
yep,
And I guess he uses the word operator with the machine, and then I see separate charges for the operator.
correct,
And I was gonna ask you whether you thought that was an additional charge for the machine operator, or is he charging for he being a licensed water operator being
being
sorry.
in the, yes, we talked about this
Yeah,
way back, yeah.
so that's what's going on, you think?
I believe so, yes,
Okay.
but I can clarify, you want me to?
Well, if you just look at it and see if
Yeah.
you think that's
Yeah,
what's going on.
but I think that's what's going on.
Okay. Any questions on this bill? This is the monthly fees that we pay under the contract for normal operations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
and
is
it's
2
2
bills,
months.
yeah,
Yes, which got it to the $8,393 for the 2
Right.
months.
Yeah.
And then $19,000 for the excavating and part of the, what we're calling now the Aspen Bergdorf project,
Yeah.
because now we know
It's going up Aspen.
there's an additional 75 feet on Aspen. All in favor of this manifest?
Aye.
Aye.
3-0. So at 9:09, we'll move to the DPW, and I guess we could joke in a cost-saving measure, we've done away with the DPW.
We're outsourcing everything.
Jeff is not here for today's meeting,
mm-hmm.
but you have a note on here to discuss the ladder raft?
Yeah, so I believe the new ladder's been installed.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Kerry,
Kerry posted a picture
yes.
Oh, good,
on Facebook of
Excellent.
Yuri and Jeff attaching it.
They were out there in a boat and on the float.
oh, they were,
Yeah.
okay,
They looked very engaged in
Social
attaching
media
that.
celebrated the raft getting a new ladder.
very good.
And I made a comment that please dissuade anyone from trying to use that as a
I know,
fulcrum
yeah.
to try and rock the raft.
And that was taken as a challenge by hundreds of people under the age of 18.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's why I said there's nearly 500 pounds of concrete blocks holding that thing in place. There's no way they can tip it.
Hence the challenge.
Exactly.
Can you make a note for next week's agenda?
Sure.
To put on the west end of Class 6 Thusis? I wanna make a note to bring that up with the foreman when he's here.
Okay.
Anything else on highway? I dropped off the 4 signs, I guess that, anything I say is just part of my commissioner's report, so I'll wait
Yeah.
for that. But I did drop off the new 13-ton signs,
Oh, good.
so they have them to put up when they get a chance.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yep.
What are the telephone pole near your home?
Utility pole, yeah.
Did they do anything out there yet?
They've put another one in, but I don't believe they've rewired it yet.
Oh, gotcha.
There's
Okay.
2 brand new poles
Yeah,
and a broken old pole.
yeah.
On the car hit, yes.
They put a 3rd new pole in and moved the power at the top to the new pole.
Oh,
The old
But-
pole still has the telephone lines and the fibrium,
oh, so it's other utility.
Fidium, Consolidated, and
Mm-hmm,
Spectrum
yeah,
are the 4 companies that
okay,
that are on
wow,
these poles.
all right, gotcha.
The highway department would like to get possession of the old broken pole, cut it, and replace the rotted pole that's at Idlewild Beach that has the chain on it,
Mm-hmm.
because they can get the right size cut out of it. So I'm gonna contact my friend at Eversource and ask who I should call to see if,
Well, I have
Leave
a
the-
contact too, so you can try the contact that I have.
I think they would love the fact that if, once they take that pole out, if we would haul it away ourselves.
Yep.
That'd be a good deal for them.
do you wanna call them and
Sure,
your contact
inquire
and
about it, yeah.
see if we can
Yep,
take it, the pole is actually snapped.
I know.
But there's enough meat left on one of the pieces that it's more than what we need to replace the telephone pole that was put into the ground in the mid-60s. Served well. Anything else on DPW? We'll move on to Commissioner's report.
Yeah, I went to the access road after the meeting last week to DPW to look at those signs, and I took some videos, but unlike the videos I sent to Jeff, when Nancy and I went out and looked for locations of all the other signs, for some reason, the videos didn't go through to you guys, but you can see that, you know, the dead end you can read, but the lid down here, it's so faded, the no unauthorized vehicles, and then there's another sign
That's
below
good.
that, you can't even read because of all the bushes in the way. So it's this warning, public watershed area. It looks like the sign's in okay shape, but you can't read it with all the bushes in sight. And then there was and you can see how faded it is. And where was it? Oh yeah, then I found another one a little bit behind that, the
Wow.
trail bikes prohibited. So there's really a total
Oh.
of 4 signs there.
Nice.
Some of which can probably be reused, but not the no
Yeah.
unauthorized. That probably needs to be redone. It's so faded, right there.
Oh, yeah.
And the bushes all have to be cut back. It's just it's overgrowing the signposts. So
Wanna make a motion on that faded sign?
yes, I'll make a motion that we replace the no unauthorized vehicles beyond this point. We'll do the exact same wording. I can't even read it from my pictures because the bushes are all there, but we can easily figure that out when we take the old sign down. So replace it word for word, and same size, same bright red lettering on a white background. That's my motion.
Needs a second.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, I think we should definitely, possibly, well, we should look at all of them
Yeah.
and replace any of them that need to be replaced. Yeah, some of them just, like you said,
Yeah,
that
it's a
it
little
still
worn,
looks
but-
okay, but it definitely needs to be cleaned up.
That's a vinyl sign, I believe, right? That's not a metal sign, the prohibited snowmobile and dirt bike.
That's
You know,
a vinyl.
I was bushwhacking. I didn't even reach out and touch
Yes,
it.
it's, the reason that's in such good shape is it's not metal.
Okay.
Wow.
It's not painted metal.
Yeah, I mean, and
The
you
dead
can
end
see the
sign's
dead end
okay?
signs, well, it is, but it's kind of cracked, as you can see, it's got all sorts of cracks, but I mean, it's clearly readable, it's big letters, nobody
Yeah.
can mistake that.
That's a normal,
Yeah,
So-
that's not gonna get replaced now.
Okay,
right.
Now, is that the only end where signs are?
Yes.
Okay.
and then this one down here, the saying warning, public watershed, no trespassing, enter, it looks pretty bent, but we can evaluate whether that needs to be replaced, but
It definitely needs to be
it's not
cut
faded.
No.
around. Yeah.
All right, so there's a motion,
Okay.
Yeah, Nancy second.
she got to see the pictures, and I think it's still one sign that we'd vote on today.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah,
so yeah, when you get a chance, if you're out there, just,
I'll cut back so you can see the rest of them. And maybe take that faded sign down so I can order a new sign. See if the whole rest of the bolts are. So is the motion on the floor and
Yep.
seconded, and
I,
there's one aye. 3-0 on replacement sign?
aye.
3-0. Okay, so now at 9:16, we'll go to Commissioner's report. And you have here clean fleet reimbursement.
Yeah, I
Grant
didn't know if
program.
you wanted to talk more about it or,
Well,
and,
you're gonna take a shot at attending the webinar.
I did attend the webinar.
You did?
Okay.
Yeah, well, last Wednesday, so
So
I
this
was,
is
I was,
really-
I was gonna bring that up
This
in
is
my
Wooder's
report.
report then.
So,
okay.
let me bring up the shot I took. Okay, so here's the deal. The program, as we discussed last week, ends March 30th, so we're thinking, oh, we got plenty of time. But that's yes and no, that's when it ends. What they want you to do is you fill out the application and they review it on a rolling month basis. So if we were to submit an application today, they wouldn't start reviewing it until the end of this month, the beginning of September, and then so on and so forth. For diesel, to diesel replacements, there is an 80% possible reimbursement. But again, the key is reimbursement. We would have to have, generate a warrant article to raise the money. It's not they're gonna give you the money and off you go. The other thing is we have to make sure our vehicle is eligible, and when I was on the webinar, I was back and forth texting with Jeff, and I think we are, but here's the key. It says for on-road vehicles, which the International is, and then what they're concerned about is what EMY stands for is engine motor year. So what I don't know is, since we purchased the International back in 2009, has the engine ever been completely replaced? Because if it has, we're not eligible.
No.
it has not.
Okay, so we just slipped under the wire because the eligible years for the engine is 1992 to 2009, and if I understand correctly, we purchased the International in 2009.
Is that the year of the
I
international?
think it was purchased in 2010, but it was a 2009 vehicle.
Then I think that
It
counts.
was a demo in Utah.
Yeah.
Right,
If you remember that?
yes.
You do remember that.
Okay, then that counts. They're talking, it's model year, engine model year.
And I
Okay.
know you're saying it slipped in. It was the last year that International made a 7400 that didn't have all the new required anti-pollution stuff, which people in the trucking industry put a higher value on that truck because it didn't have all the anti-pollution stuff. Now, we may qualify for 80% reimbursement because they want us to get rid of that truck because it doesn't have the anti-pollution stuff on
Right.
it that they
Correct.
want.
Okay, but here's the third eligibility requirement, which I don't know anything about. Jeff was a little unclear too, but I think we're good. The additional requirement is it has to be a class 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 truck. I'm not sure what class our truck is. I think Jeff thought it was a class 8. So we're gonna have to get, so in other words, the little thing that says 14,000 plus pounds of GVWR, gross vehicle weight. Whatever.
Probably Google that and find out what class that's
Yeah.
foreign and international is.
I believe we are eligible. Once we get that known for certain what class it is, then we need to run for it, run with this, go for it, and I will be the first person to do a first cut on the application. There's a lot of different things they want to explain,
Yeah,
including why, what the current your condition truck, what other sort of programs you have done for reimbursements, and we've
Right.
done all the FEMA. I think that would count as a great example of what we've done. However, they're going to give bonus points to certain towns, and Madison does not fall in those
Oh,
group of certain towns. I think they identified 50 towns, 1 to 25, then 26 to 50, and they rate it by the amount of population that falls under the poverty rate.
gotcha.
So those towns will get some bonus points that we will not, but that shouldn't dissuade us from
What do the bonus
pursuing this.
points mean? Like, what,
Eligibility? Yeah,
or,
in other words, they anticipate a lot more applications than they're actually gonna be able to dole dollars out to,
Correct.
okay?
Yeah.
So in other words, they may very well end up giving us, funding for this, but it may not be that full 80%.
Right.
It may be just 50%,
correct,
maybe just 40%, but
yeah,
anything we can get
yep,
would be
They
wonderful.
have $7.5 million that they wanna dole out from a court case against Volkswagen for lying about emissions.
Right. This program is for public entities only, so, we're not competing with any private sector businesses. And here was something interesting. Another requirement is we have to provide them over the latest 12-month period. The truck has had to be used 2,500 miles on road or 500 hours engine working. I'm pretty sure the International does that.
Would have to check that.
We'd have to
Yeah.
check that. Well, we could have them start running that truck a lot now. Also, if we get dollars, if they award us dollars, we have to spend that, and our project has to be complete, meaning we have to have a brand new truck, and we have to dispose of, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute, how they want you to dispose of the old truck. Has to be done by the end of 2026.
So I imagine they don't want it resold at a great profit. They wanna see that truck go to a graveyard,
yeah.
Well, no, not exactly.
Oh,
or they want the engine to be.
They want the engine, they want you to drill holes in the engine block, make the engine,
And then
the
sell it.
engine completely,
Wow.
yeah, then they say, yeah, if you wanna sell it for
Wow.
scrap metal, you're allowed to. But you have to completely make useless the engine. And they also want to know when you're gonna do that, because they would like to send up some of their representatives to be there to witness that.
wow, jeez. Well, there you go.
So, I will get to work on, pulling out the entire application, and
Yep.
I'll take a first cut at this, at which point we're all gonna obviously be, refining it till we think we have a finished product. And like I said, when we submit it, it's possible they'll come back to us and say, we need more information in this area, and they said, it's no problem, just do it and resubmit it. And, if you need to keep doing that until the program ends, just keep doing it. But it'd be nice, I think, in our case, to get a decision, obviously prior to our annual meeting, how much we're going to be reimbursed, if anything. So,
It's kinda tricky
It is,
for us, to have a strategy of financing the truck under those guidelines, saying no resale in the truck, basically.
right,
I mean, that means you can sell the front end of the cab or whatever has value
Parts.
as parts,
yeah,
but you can't sell it as a truck unless you can sell it and have somebody else put an engine in it.
right.
So there might be people that are chasing all these old trucks following this grant program with a strategy on how to get the value out of what's being scrapped.
Well,
But we can't, if you wanna follow this program, you have to buy the truck to get reimbursed.
Right.
yes,
Which means you've had to finance it without having the resale of the old truck be part of it. You have to hold the old truck to see whether you qualify for the grant, to see if anybody from the state's gonna come up and watch you drill holes in the engine.
Right.
Which is an expense. That's not cheap,
To drill holes in the engine?
yeah. If you're gonna pay a mechanic to do it,
I
if you're
would
gonna-
say,
if our guys are gonna do it, they have to have the proper drill and.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, that's a little deeper than I wanted to go. I want to say, get the idea is that we gotta hold this old truck and not use it to finance the purchase of the new truck, waiting to find out whether you get the grant.
yeah,
Right.
and what if you don't
These
get
catch
it?
22s, the grants.
And there's
now-
also a possibility that what they are willing to give us may be less than the resale value of the International as is.
Well,
Right.
In which case it doesn't make
Totally.
sense to go, but you know,
Yeah, right,
I still think it's worth trying. You know,
Yep.
You never know until you try.
I got in the habit of selling the used vehicles myself for Idlewise, and we always profited from it.
Mhm.
We were most surprised by the pickup truck that we sold that had a polycaster sander on it. Guy ran over from, anyway. We sold old yellow, which I couldn't believe, and it's a pain in the neck selling old trucks. But I'd be happy to have this go into this program and not have to sell the truck ourselves. So,
can't you look at the grant as some kind of like resale of, I mean, couldn't you look at it that way? Even if it was 40% or
Well,
whatever?
we can sell the International, it just can't be a working.
you gotta buy the
International.
truck.
I know, you gotta
What the
buy the truck
strategy
first,
is
I
that
know,
you're not gonna get the grant. You gotta be able to finance it,
yeah,
and you're
Are
not gonna
we-
get the grant, but you
Yeah.
gotta hold on to the old truck in case you do get the grant.
Well,
Only
no.
to drill holes in it in front of witnesses.
so is this
if
is
I
a
understand,
loan-ish,
oh.
we'd have to get a loan,
It's the way government does grants that.
yeah,
yes, but if I understand this correctly, this rolling basis applications, it's possible we can get a decision prior to our
Prior.
annual meeting.
right,
Possible.
It's possible.
It's like FEMA.
Well, the money's there. I don't.
So is FEMA.
Well, yeah, but this isn't affected by the whims of the federal government.
No, state government.
yeah, right,
Well,
And by the way that this is structured, I would say this wasn't structured by the New Hampshire legislature. This was structured by bureaucrats within DES. I'm guessing by the way, because the libertarian New Hampshire reps would not have you drill holes in the engine.
correct, good
okay.
point,
Well, all I'm thinking is if we get our application in early, we may have a decision
right,
well before we're even working on warrant articles for next year's annual meeting. So it'd be really nice, that would be really nice.
So
I know,
That's funny.
having identified all the holes we could step into it on this adventure,
Mhm.
I think three of us are in favor of pursuing it,
yes.
yes,
particularly if you are personally interested in it. Sounds like you're into it a little bit.
I will do it.
You're gonna learn more about trucks during this whole process. It's worth a second here to talk about, years ago, we had the road agent for the town of Bartlett come down and consult us on purchasing a truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you're gonna get to have that experience, but you can order a truck and you specify everything about the truck. They basically can build you a truck the way you want to have the trucks built. You specify the types of fuel tanks that go on it. You specify where they go on the truck. You specify the exhaust system, the frame, the engine, the cab.
Sounds expensive,
It was like incredible is that what you have to know to order a truck custom
Wow.
built.
jeez,
And then you can default to, this is what they have in the showroom. Give me that one.
I know, right,
It was really crazy what you can do to order a truck.
Well,
And then if you're too custom, they could come back to you and say, we'll build that truck for you, but you have to order 11 of them.
yeah,
And like, we don't buy 11 of the same
No.
truck.
I think we'll be taking the showroom model, but I will be obviously leaning heavily on the DPW crew, obviously your knowledge.
Yeah,
And if we
yeah.
need to get somebody, a consultant to come down, we should probably consider that too. Because that's, I can, that's the one part of the application I will need a lot,
Oh, totally.
initially, outside help with.
Yes.
Yep.
That's a given, yeah.
And then just one last thing, if you're at all interested, the webinar actually went less than an hour after all the question and
Wow.
answers, or came in right about an hour, so it was short and sweet, to the point. Actually, the presentation itself was 20-30 minutes, and it was all Q&A after that.
Yeah.
It's on the site if you
You can
want.
watch
You
it.
can watch it,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
They put it up.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anything else, Widow?
Nope.
Okay.
So, I worked last week on the FEMA stuff for 2024, and I jumped back and forth between that and finishing the contract proposal, the bid package for, and the specs for the Aspen Bergdorf. Whenever I hit a point that I needed to get an answer, I switched back to the other one. So they're probably both gonna end on the same day. But I think in 2 days, I'll be able to give a draft to the water operator, to the office, therefore to you guys. And I think I'm gonna put it in the hands of the contractors that we're gonna invite to bid, and have them take an opportunity to say, could you clarify this part of what's in there? Or make a suggestion that we do it another way, which the companies that I talk to are fully capable of coming up with great ideas. Like the culvert, I spent yesterday putting the culvert into because last week we talked about the overflow culvert at Bergdorf. Well, I spent yesterday getting the spec in on how that is. It's gonna be 6 feet away from the existing 48-inch culvert.
Oh,
It's gonna be, the top of it's gonna be the same depth down from the top of the surface of the road. So here's the 48, and the 24 is, the top of it is at the same height down. Therefore, it's higher up by 2 feet than the bottom of the 48-inch, which is twice as big as
Yes.
this. And Yuri came while I was taking pictures of what that site looks like. And we talked about how all the rocks that come out of the excavation that they do can be used to make a loose rock header for the input of the overflow culvert, which is mostly rock all there now. But any additional rock goes on the output as the splash point for the new overflow culvert.
yeah,
So it makes it easy for them. They don't have to leave the site. They can, any rock that they get, they can roll, carry over and put on the output of the culvert. So we get the benefit of erosion control on a new overflow culvert. So that all has to be written into in an understandable way.
so that's 3 things you're working on at the same time?
Well, it's all
least.
part of the Aspen Bergdorf,
Yeah, I guess.
but it's an additional project that we just added to
Right.
it. So that's where I am. I have not finished either one of them, but I'm getting closer.
Okay,
Excellent.
Nancy,
okay.
Okay. We got an email, somebody questioning a tree
Oh, yeah.
on Aspen.
Right,
I think the homeowner could contact Eversource. I believe the tree, from looking at the picture, is away from the wires, so Eversource might not have marked it.
gotcha.
And I don't think we're gonna take any action
No.
until such a thing as the tree falls down.
Correct.
and
Okay.
Eversource isn't gonna do anything about
Probably.
that tree.
I don't believe Eversource will do anything, but it could be worth a call if the homeowner wants to make that.
Okay,
The Conway, we did get a response from the sheriff, and I think we need to work on the Conway agreement concurrently.
oh, I see.
Because we know that they have equipment as well up there. So I was thinking that if we're gonna be using the lawyer in Maine, because our lawyer's contract conflict
Yep.
with doing anything with the sheriff's department, that we might engage that lawyer to start working on a similar contract for Conway. And whether or not we want to do one, I don't know. I know the sheriff says Ossipee Mutual Aid has an air on the tower, but I don't know if they have any equipment in that room.
Mm.
So, but I'm thinking we should at least contact the lawyer in Maine, get him a copy of what we currently have for the sheriff, and get it working on, working on, a new agreement, as well as setting up the Conway and mutual, and the Ossipee Mutual Aid,
That almost
rather
sounds
than
like a
just
motion.
letting it.
Is that 2 contracts or
Yep.
just, okay.
I'm thinking it's gonna be 2 contracts.
We don't have individual contracts for,
The only contract we currently have is with the sheriff's office.
with the radio tower, we don't have individual contracts for all the users on that tower, right?
We do not.
But we know there's more than just the radio company and Coleman's.
Oh yeah, there's way more.
And that contract has the fees based on how many different companies are on that tower that aren't Coleman? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Not positive.
So anyway, one question I have is, does that mean that the Mitchell Municipal Group also can't be involved with the sheriff's contract because we're their customer also? Does that disqualify them on both sides?
Yes.
So it won't be Laura that,
Mm-mm.
they'll have to get another attorney if they need an attorney too. We won't expect to see Laura representing the sheriff's department in this contract.
Yes, we would. She
She
said
already
that she
is.
can't work with us
She already does work with
because she is
Contract.
contracted with the sheriff's department. Which is why I'm saying, do we wanna send this entire,
And I misunderstood your first answer. I'm asking, does that make her not able to represent the sheriff because we're her customer on the other end?
no, other way around. She's not able to represent us because she is the
They're under
lawyer for the,
contract, whereas
she's on the contract for
we just
the,
use her
um,
a la carte.
office, the sheriff's office.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm
Why
I'm
Why does
thinking,
that make sense? She
Well,
has
it's
two
a-
clients. She gets to choose one and has an advantage over the other because she knows about this client also?
I think I'm reading it because they have, the sheriff, the county sheriff has an actual contract,
I doubt it.
whereas we just use them a la carte.
I doubt the
Okay.
county has them on a retainer
right,
and whether that makes any difference.
right, I know she said she had a conflict of interest, she would not be able to work with us on anything dealing with
Right.
the sheriff's department.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying, should we send this to,
I would like to know whether she also cannot represent the sheriff in this case or whether she can and is going to.
I
We don't
think,
know.
I don't, yeah,
Okay.
we don't know, and I don't know if we would be able to get that answer,
Yeah, I don't know if she.
Well, I think we get the answer.
you
Really?
know?
Okay.
But it's also something we could ask.
But she's already told you specifically that she can't
She
represent
sent
us.
it in an
She did.
email
It's
to
an
all
e-
of us.
It's an
Okay.
email.
Right, that
Yeah.
says one part of it, doesn't say the other part. I'm asking
Right.
what you're saying.
I missed that.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so,
okay.
is there a motion to contact Jason Dennis?
Well, that's where I'm leaning. So make a motion, so I'll make a motion that we contact Jason Dennis, from Freiburg to work on the sheriff's department contract, as well as Conway and Ossipee Mutual Aid for the Village District of Idlewild.
And not the sheriff
We're-
contract?
Yeah, we're reworking the sheriff.
Yeah, it said the sheriff.
Yeah, sheriff.
Okay.
So in other words, there's really 3 entities using
Correct.
our property up there
Yes,
on that tower. Carroll County Sheriff's Office, Conway.
we can't
Police
discuss
Department,
until a motion
and-
gets seconded.
Okay, and one other.
Uh,
Well, you told the name.
No,
Oh.
you're starting the actual
You're starting a
discussion, and she's
discussion,
saying
but
it needs
there's
to be
no
seconded.
second.
Oh, okay.
There has to be a
Oh,
I just
second
want you to
before
say
we,
second.
Second.
there we go.
Thank God,
Now-
thank God you know your Robert's Rules of Orders.
So one of the, I should let you finish what you were asking, I guess, before.
I'm just saying that we're pursuing 3 different contracts now.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And hopefully increasing, some income for the taxpayers of Otherwise.
Right,
I don't know if that is necessarily true, I don't think we know yet. I can't agree that we know that we're chasing 3 contracts there, because we're not chasing contracts with each user of the other tower that we get revenue from. That was why I asked that question. So, we don't know yet how many contracts. And I also question whether it's the sheriff that we're really communicating with over this is the proper one, or whether it's the Carroll County Board of Commissioners. Because he's got a department within the county, and he gets a budget that's approved by the commissioners and the Carroll County delegation. Their legislative body is the state representatives that are sent from each town to Concord that are in the county. I don't know if you're aware of that, is that they actually vote as a legislative body on what the commissioners propose.
Seems to me, makes sense to me that we should be going to the, the highest, who really decides where the money goes.
And the sheriff is an elected position, and he's paid by the county.
right,
So all of the taxpayers of the county pay for the county. They pay the stipends for the commissioners, they pay for the jail, they pay for the nursing home, they pay for the sheriff's department.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Carroll County taxpayers that
Mhm.
of which we are.
Yes.
We pay our Carroll County taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we're obligated to give more than what we're obligated to by the tax system. This is the basis of why the legislative body voted to change this contract. So we're really going to the representatives of the rest of Carroll County taxpayers to say, this is not a fair system here. What is your town donating to Carroll County that's equivalent to what we have been donating?
Right.
That's the point. So, one of the questions I would ask the attorney that represents us in this is if we should even be discussing this with the sheriff, or should we turn this discussion to the commissioners of the county that approve the budget and represent the taxpayers in taxes for Carroll County. The sheriff doesn't do that.
no,
So it's not like we're talking to the sheriff about, he's not negotiating his money.
right,
No, he's negotiating his budget.
His budget.
right,
And that means he's negotiating what it is that he has to go and ask the Carroll County Commissioners to approve for a budget. That makes me think, those are the people that we should be talking to.
That's what I was trying to say before.
That's my point.
That makes more sense to me.
And I think that's one of the things that I'd like to discuss with the attorney once we start to discuss that.
Yes, I think that is something that we would definitely need to discuss with the attorney, because since 1984, the agreement has been with the sheriff's office,
right,
not with Carroll County.
right.
That doesn't make it right.
I know it doesn't make it right, but that is definitely a legitimate question that we would need to ask the attorney.
So I am of the mindset that I'm basing nothing on what has happened in the past. I'm looking at that as if it was all starting today, how would I look at it? And this is how I'm looking at it, is this is unfair to Otherwise compared to all of the rest of our fellow taxpayers into Carroll County.
Yeah, right. I agree.
Enough on that?
Other than, I'd like to know, who is the Ossipee Valley Mutual Aid? What do they do? Are they public? Are they private? Who are they?
The public,
Each town, each municipality in the county I guess it's a mutual aid organization that each organization can voluntarily join.
Mhm.
And then I'm imagining that this is the communications between all of those departments
Mhm.
through the sheriff's department's
Oh, gotcha.
communication system that uses Idlewise's footprint for the tower that they have.
Right.
So that's how I picture it.
And
Okay.
we are members and pay yearly for the New Hampshire public roads, public
Mutual aid.
mutual aid. We do not pay that I'm aware of specifically Ossipee mutual aid.
We do through our Madison taxes.
Ah, okay,
Oh, I see.
all right. So they go through Madison.
Okay, so I will contact Attorney Dennis and see if he can do this for us.
Once we say
Okay.
aye,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta,
we have to vote.
Yeah.
I say aye.
Aye.
okay, great,
3-0.
thank you.
Okay.
So just kind of, I know I'm getting off a little bit, but I did have here the schedule with the sheriff to meet with you guys, and I don't know if you wanna hold off on that until that occurs, or
When
do
we
you
get to
still-
that, I think we're gonna say
Okay.
we're gonna hold
All right,
on that for now.
okay.
Well, can I ask, does it make sense for us to meet with the sheriff at the facility and see what the inside of the building currently looks like now?
Oh,
Because I've never seen
interesting.
it.
I have. There was a maintenance guy up there and I asked if I could go and just take a
Yeah,
look.
that's right, I remember that.
So you wouldn't be interested in that meeting then?
Of course he would.
Or would you like to have,
Well,
have
he,
somebody from the sheriff's department answer questions about what we're looking at?
well, what did he say? He said, we've done facility improvements there, and I'm gonna say, to that very end section, you did facility improvements on basically the interior
Well,
to benefit your
I don't
equipment.
really wanna talk about the interior.
Okay,
Right,
right.
I do wanna,
'Cause it's
there's
lease
things I
space.
do wanna see, like, what is there for fire suppression in regards to us now having all of our documents
Mm.
in the same building,
Yeah,
and that kind of stuff. So I'm just asking you whether we should ask the sheriff to have somebody from the sheriff's department that knows what's in there, meet us there, show us it, and answer
no,
questions.
I think if you haven't seen it,
I'm online,
Yes.
I'm on
Yeah.
board with that.
we should all go
So
see
we'll make
it.
a motion that we contact the sheriff and ask him if one of his knowledgeable representatives could give us a tour and answer questions about the inside of his facility.
I just happened to be at the right place at the right time when a maintenance worker was there, and I was just curious, said, can I take a look?
Well, that's more than I've seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been in there.
Second, anybody?
Second,
Aye.
Further, aye,
aye,
3-0 on that.
okay.
My point was that we, at some point, are gonna do further maintenance on the building as a whole. And his point is, they just did a little bit on their end.
Just for their equipment,
Yeah,
basically, of course, well, yeah,
So I'm
I'm
not
sure
sure,
they don't want the roof to leak.
yeah, of course.
as I understand, the roof was all replaced several years ago.
It was worked on.
At our expense.
It
Yes.
wasn't all
Yes.
replaced, was it?
I don't think it was all replaced, I think it was just got a lot of maintenance as far as making sure everything was
The screws were tight?
screwed tight, you know,
Oh,
we're all
gotcha.
tightened and stuff like that.
Okay, because I went up to, you know, the record storage area before we had anything in there during a heavy rainfall, and it was great.
Oh.
There was no leaking.
Knock on wood.
But that's, could change if we don't stay on top of maintenance.
Well, I'm working on getting the Summit's pump station roof covered with an elastomer. And I think once you see that, you might be in favor of having that done to the cabana roof entirely.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. That's a valuable building to us.
Oh my
With
gosh,
one
yeah.
whole space that we could use for something in the future.
I think
we
we're
have
gonna
no
be using
proof
it
of
more as
Yeah.
time goes on.
So we need to protect it and make sure it's continued use accessible to the VDOE as a very, very valuable space to us.
Okay, back to Nancy's commissioners report.
Okay. So the next thing I have is I'm gonna look at some of the files for the driveway letters. I was looking at the log as it's listed, and there's a couple of them that specifically say that the bond has expired, but some of them may also have had septic designs that have also expired, because some of these go back many years. So I want to make sure that we're sending, I started working on just putting together the standard letter for your driveway has expired, you know?
Yes.
Let us know, but there might be more that we need to include in some of those letters, like your septic is also expired, so in order to renew or continue with a driveway permit, they have to have a current septic permit. Or has the septic already been installed, you know? So there are some other questions that I came up with when I was putting together the letters for today, and went, yeah, I gotta see.
You do, you
You
really
know,
do.
so
Yeah.
I didn't put any of that together, but I will spend some time in the office
Okay, great.
to try to pull those and make
Beautiful.
sure that we're putting them together.
Yeah,
And at the same time, I was looking at the ones, there's a couple that we listed as hold,
yes.
and there's a couple that we have listed as watch. And I think we should get out of that business. I think it's either passed or it's not. And if it's not passed, then we need to be able to give specific reasons what they need to do to make it passable. And I think you can get into some issues if we say one driveway we've put on hold and we're gonna watch it, then that has to be consistent to any other driveway that falls into that general category.
Correct.
Paving is one of those situations where there's two driveways that we listed as we're gonna watch them because they don't have the proper negative grade and were paved. And now we have another one that we have a application that I don't think we've signed yet for paving, but it doesn't have a negative grade and the paving's already been done. So that brought me back into see how you're learning how my brain works on some of these things.
Can you revoke driveway permits
Huh?
based on that? Like, can you say, all right, we're watching this, and say you find that, well, you know, ultimately you want them to remedy the situation, correct?
Yeah, we need to make sure that there's no water damaging the roads from driveways.
Right, so
That's our goal.
getting back to like, oh, we're gonna watch this.
Right, so that's where I wanna try to see if there's something that we can come up with to not continue with,
We're gonna watch
we're gonna
this.
watch this driveway to see what happens. Put in a grate, so that we know that 8
Yeah.
feet from the road, there is some chance of getting the water off before it gets to the road. Something. So you guys can, you guys can
So all
think
this has
of,
to be reviewed,
yeah, you can think about it, but it's something that we're gonna have to
right?
review as far as how we've been managing the driveway inspections and moving forward, what
So
we're
I
gonna
guess we
do.
can summarize further on the log when we look at these, Nancy.
Yeah.
So we can provide a summary of what we're finding.
Yes.
And where do you wanna take it now?
Right,
It makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Instead of
Okay.
having all these exemptions or we're gonna
I
watch,
mean,
just.
right,
it's
e-
never
e-
ending.
Either you're meeting the code or you're not.
right,
And if you aren't, fix
Thank
it.
you,
right, then here's a remedy to fix it,
right,
you know, type situation. And then we don't have to pay attention every winter to say, oh, let's go see how this one,
yeah.
you know,
Or the
this
DPW
particular
says,
driveway, whether or not it's putting water and ice on the road, you know?
Correct.
We'll know whether or not it's doing it, and we get that, a lot of that information from the DPW,
Correct.
you know? So that was one of the things, and
Okay.
as I work on, draft 3 of the driveway ordinance,
Oh,
I don't know if I mentioned this before. I'm thinking we might wanna have, actually, I do think I mentioned this before. 2 applications, one for new driveways, that's gonna have all the requirements for the bond and the septic and that type of stuff, and one for maintenance and or paving. And whether or not we should have, currently in the ordinance, there's nothing that says if you're doing maintenance or paving that we need to have a bond. And some of those driveways can be the ones that are creating issues on the roads.
and the bonds are expired.
And we don't require a bond
I
for
know,
paving.
right? Oh, man.
And so I'm asking whether or not that's something you guys think I should be putting in for the draft as we
I like that.
move forward on it.
I like the two different types of driveway applications, brand new, maintenance repair. I like that. Seems to make sense to me.
And does it make sense that we would have a bond, at least for paving? Because it doesn't always happen at the same time. There's times that driveways
Years later.
get paved years later. So,
Yeah, that's,
I like
yeah, I like it, because it's, even if the driveway is good as is, but now they wanna pave it, it's essentially almost a new driveway,
it is.
so,
Dinah.
yeah. So, yeah,
So do you wanna do, as I'm working on it, put in a bond for, a driveway bond for paving?
Make a motion.
Okay, I'll make a motion to add, the need for a $4,000 driveway bond for paving an existing driveway.
second.
Is
I-
it just for paving or maintenance as well?
Let's do both. Let's do both.
Yeah.
Paving and maintenance. So we'll add maintenance to my motion.
Yeah, because maintenance can be huge. Like, they can do a lot of things in maintenance.
What about then repairs, if we get into repairs, if they?
That falls under
Yeah,
maintenance.
It's okay, all right.
Further discussion. So that got seconded already?
Yes.
Yes.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
3-0.
Okay, may I ask, so when we finalize any updates and changes to it, does it go for a hearing? Like, will there be a public hearing on this?
Before we can change the
Before we
final driveway.
Actually change?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably have a couple,
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
okay, gotcha.
But since I'm the one that's working on the drafts,
You get most of it in.
I'm
first,
asking
hopefully.
for, if we can
Oh, yeah.
have some of it ready, then it'll take much more time moving forward.
It's a long time coming, it needed it.
Yeah.
Now, part of this can be reviewed when we talk to Laura in September.
Oh, true.
That's,
Yeah, it is,
Wasn't
it's
that on our
part of the
agenda?
agenda.
Yeah.
Yes.
so this is good timing. If you wanna make changes like this, then she gets to review it and tell us whether it's,
Whether or not they're good changes,
yes.
Nice,
you know?
okay.
And that's all I had.
All
I
right,
think that was enough.
awesome.
Um,
Time we got? 10 o'clock, just about.
I have 9:59.
9:59.
9:59.
Now it's 10.
Okay, 10. Okay,
So,
so I had an inquiry out there about using the water hookup checking account. for reimbursing the water hookup back to the water assessment account. Like, I don't know when you guys wanna start using this new water hookup account,
Checking account.
checking account. So my inquiry was around that. Are we gonna continue to put in for requests for reimbursements from the CRF transfers?
So we can make a clean break that this checking account pays all the bills directly for anything related
Water
to water?
hookup, yep,
Just water hookups or anything
water
related?
water hookup only,
Cause that's where the deposit goes.
Right, okay.
yes, correct.
Anything else still gets paid out of the operating account and gets reimbursed
The
by-
water assessment account,
Yeah. The checks are written out of the operating account. If
no,
it's not to do with, you're saying, if I heard you correctly, there's checking account for the water system that hasn't been used yet,
which is called the water hookup,
checking account.
right,
Can only be used in matters related to hookups to the water system.
correct.
And I'm asking about expenditures for the water system that aren't related to a hookup. What checking account does that get paid out of?
Water assessment,
You're not calling this new checking account water assessment, you're calling it hookup.
correct.
So now are you talking about water assessment as if it has a checking account?
It is a checking account,
Water assessment.
yes.
And so when is it that we were paying water bills, water system related expenditures out of the operating account and had to reimburse the operating account?
The only time that I've done that is the Eversource currently. Other than that, it's coming from,
Eversource, Primex,
yep,
so the
Primex,
insurance
yeah.
bills, that type of stuff comes.
Splits?
Our splits, anything that has a
Right.
split,
I gotcha. Okay.
we reimburse, we pay it out of the operations and then do a reimbursement to the operations from the water assessment.
Correct.
So what kind of motion do you need to begin to use the water hookup checking account to pay expenses for water hookups?
So as opposed to of completing a transfer from the CRF back to the water assessment account, because that's what, it's a water hookup expenses. And we would do a transfer request to the, transfer of the trustees or the trustee.
The trustees of the
So
trust
we
funds.
would request a certain amount to be reimbursed back into the water assessment account, replenishing the water assessment for the water hookup fees we've paid from it. Now that we've got this water hookup checking account, I've been depositing the 10,000 that I receive on the applications. So I'm questioning whether I can start using,
The $10,000 check comes in for water hookup.
yes,
It goes into the,
water hookup checking account,
not water assessment.
correct.
I thought everything had to go through the water assessment first, goes through the hands of the treasurer. That's the whole purpose of it.
Right,
Well, then I'm questioning why did we open this water
That's
hookup
what I thought. We were
checking
trying to keep it
account?
all
Because we
separate.
were trying to keep it separate.
Because the rationale behind it was, they give us $10,000, but it's not our money until the job is done. But also, it's a separate resource to pay all expenses that are related to making that water hookup happen and completing the job.
If it's in compliance with the state law regarding the water assessment fund, which I believe was set up so that it was all accountable by the treasurer because it's water money coming in,
correct,
not through the tax system, but it's solely in our hands,
correct,
that everything can be accounted for, first entry, into a fund that is managed by the treasurer, not by the commissioners or the administrator. And then the commissioners vote where water assessment money goes from there, whether it goes to the trustees as a capital reserve fund, whether it gets put into this checking account, I guess is what the question at hand is. So, if it's more convenient and it seems like it's acceptable to put the hookup money directly into the hookup checking account, and we can properly, it's easy for the auditor to see what we're doing, then I have no problem with it, as long as you think it's compliant with the law regarding the water extension fund,
Right,
not extension.
Assessment.
assessment,
Otherwise, if we would have to do a deposit into the water assessment account first and then transfer it over to the,
Which doesn't
Hookup
make
checking
sense.
what?
account.
Which doesn't make sense.
I know, I agree.
Absolutely
But
doesn't.
Mark says if it's not compliant, that's what we'd have to do.
It's compliant, why wouldn't it be?
I think it is. I'm just saying, I think we can make it work either
because
way,
the
but the
rules
most.
say that we can put money into the water assessment fund, and it is specifically named
But,
water assessment in state law.
okay,
This is what I
The
think we should do,
account-
we should vote now to have the money go into the hookup fund. If the auditor tells us
To
that-
change it.
that they don't like that,
Okay,
then we'll.
gotcha.
Then we'll
make
change
the
it.
adjustment, but we'll go for efficiency first, and
Right.
then we'll see whether it's completely
well,
kosher
it
or not.
should have been part of the audit this past time. I have a separate book that they looked at,
You're asking now for the hookup money to go directly into the checking account.
well, I never
It-
got
it wasn't
authorization
happening
if I
before.
was.
Right,
Why would the auditor question something that wasn't happening?
No, wait a minute, I thought.
They can't see that it's happening, they looked at the books.
I thought you said you were putting.
Then why are we talking about this if you're already doing it?
Because I'm
Because you're
wondering when I
questioning
can use it, when I can
these are all signed.
start
You've been putting
actually,
the hookup money into the
you're right.
hookup checking
You're
account, you wanna spend it for the first time to reimburse the
Yes.
hookup. The auditors haven't seen that,
That's
but they have
correct.
seen this account,
Yes.
so that's good to know. Alright, so let's vote. Is there a motion on the floor to have you start paying
I don't know,
that?
can I do a motion?
No,
No.
I'm asking if you have one.
Good try.
Motion to adjourn.
So I'll make a motion that we begin to pay water hookup expenses directly out of the water hookup checking account,
Okay,
Second,
Aye.
aye,
3-0.
thank you.
Now, you were talking about capital reserve, what are you talking about that for?
Because the money used to go into water assessment first, and then,
We
then
would
a
pay the
transfer would
expenses.
go, it would go to the CRF,
and that's the way we're
and
supposed to
then
be
we
doing
would
it.
request a reimbursement
What's
from the CRF.
CRF?
The water capital reserve, the water system capital reserve.
No, we don't do that.
Well, we were, that's
Well, I
what
know, but
you
now
guys,
we have to hook up things.
right.
Right, that's why we changed it, so it wasn't so freaking confusing.
It was like a back and forth, and it was.
Oh.
Alright, so,
Well, and at some point,
Is this
the
what
extra
they get?
money is still gonna have to go to the capital reserve.
And that's fine, but to me, that's a better record of keeping like what amount was,
Spent
we're-
on what?
we already voted, are we
Exactly.
happy with the vote?
yeah.
Yep.
sorry.
Okay, so let's move on.
Concur.
So
Okay,
now
thank
it's
you.
10:08, and we're going to see that there's no scheduled public appearances, so we'll go to the administrator's report, and the first thing you have here is Class 6 Riggy Road, contract and modifications to the road.
Ricky,
I brought a copy of it, I sent it off to you guys too, but this was his write-up that he wrote in order for his contractor to come in and somewhat modify part of Riggy Road to access his lot.
Didn't we just advise a Class 6 lot owner that they need to bring the Class 6 road up to the standards?
Standards.
So why isn't that, our answer would be the same to this property owner?
Our answer would be exactly the same.
Which is pretty close to what he's saying he wants to do anyway.
It is.
So how would we word our response saying,
Any changes need to comply
Yep.
with the district road standards.
that can be found on the website?
Yep.
I'll make that motion, as that's the response that we give the property owner on 17 Rigby.
Second.
Further discussion? How do you vote?
Aye.
3-0.
Thank you.
And yes, I saw the next thing here is the EJP.
Yes. So, from what I gathered in reading the email, that these are the items that we need to order?
Yep.
Yeah,
The price that he has there, he has the hydrant on here,
Mhm.
and I called around, so this is a good price that E.J. Prescott is sent, quoted for this.
Good.
And the fact that Ian's ordering it, then I don't have to worry about the connections at the bottom or any other of the specifications. I'll make a motion that we approve this purchase by the water operator for us to E.J. Prescott for $2,985.92.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
You wanna take a copy of that and sign it? And that, we can scan that, the signed copy, and send it back to Ian saying, here's your authorization to order this
oh,
stuff.
okay, I thought I would have to, like, authorize it to be ordered.
Well, I'm taking it off you
Gotcha.
and putting it onto us.
Sounds good. I can handle that.
One signature's good, or?
Generally two, so,
Or
Yeah.
three?
or three.
So at 10:12, we'll go to old business and the Chicora Review intersecting Basil. Should we go up there? Should we recess this meeting and go up there directly afterwards? Even
Sure.
though it's only
Yeah.
10:12 right now?
Let's
10:12.
go take a look-see.
Is that okay with you?
Uh-huh.
Nancy?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
So remember we're gonna go into non-public session and then we're gonna recess and
Yeah.
talk to look at this thing. How about parking lot, expired boat trailer with. So I went yesterday, there's only one boat left out, there were two there that were there for weeks and weeks. I did get a request, a lady from Fort Clare sent a message to me asking me, so today's the day that there's no parking in the roads? Because she's parked out there, so, do we want to tell the police department that we are ready to have them tow the first vehicle, the boat?
Yes,
Um,
it's had plenty of time.
why do we have to notify we gave them a drop dead date of Monday, was the date,
We're not notifying the owner, they've already,
Right,
I'm not sure whose boat it is, but we talked to both boat owners. I don't know which boat is which.
I don't know.
But I'm not saying that we're contacting the owners anymore, that we're telling the police department that the ordinance now is in full effect for
Mhm.
every aspect of it.
Right.
Right,
I thought they would already have that impressions from your last
I
email.
want it to be more than an impression, I want it to be an official,
It's now in
Yes.
start enforcement.
Okay,
and the boat should get towed at their earliest convenience.
mm-hmm,
okay.
So that's the Howell parking lot? And tower lease agreement, we already covered that?
yep.
Yeah,
Correspondence, parking restriction,
wait, I've got a signature item, the MS
oh yes,
434 draft.
I had a couple of questions on that.
Okay. This is actually due September 1st for the Department of Revenue. This is the income statement We intentionally did not put in the FEMA money because we're protecting that money. And we didn't put in the money for the lot,
Sale of the
sale
green
lot.
space
the
ordinance,
sale of
yeah.
the lot,
Green space lot.
the green space.
I noticed
green space
that
lot.
under interfund operating, under other financing sources, there's a proceeds from long-term note bonds or other source of 50,000. That sounds,
That's the warrant article,
Yeah.
I
and
thought
we,
it had to be because it's 50,000.
right, and we haven't taken action on it yet.
That's my question.
It doesn't mean we won't by the end of the year.
So we put it in because there's a possibility that that could be a
Correct.
loan that we make.
Correct.
The probability isn't too,
Probability is not so good, but possibility does exist.
all right, that's one, and let's see, and then another one.
And the
There-
system actually put that in for us, because it's a voted warrant article.
And there was a
Yes.
warrant article to use 13,000 out of the unassigned fund balance?
That was left over from gravel. Remember the 13,000 that was left over from the unused gravel?
Was that a warrant article? Do you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was a warrant
It is.
article.
correct.
Yes, we had a warrant article to take 13,000 from 2024 into 2025.
From the unassigned fund balance, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We won't do that again.
Nope.
Those are the two questions I had. Any other questions on the MS 34? Do we have a motion to sign this?
I'll make a motion to sign the MS 34.
Is it a motion to allow me to sign to submit it in, or, cause there's only like room for one signature?
We can either add lines or
Oh.
allow, or make a motion to allow, to have Jennifer, submit
Yeah,
as discussed.
So this gets submitted electronically.
it does.
Oh, yeah.
So is it an electronic signature she does, or she checks a box, or
No,
or
I'll-
she
No,
scans
she
it?
prints it, she prints it out and
Signs
signs it.
yeah,
So it's a scan and then electronically.
Yeah.
So how do you prefer it? The motion is that you sign it?
sure.
So the motion is that Jennifer signs this MS 434 and sends it in. And you second it, Wood?
Yes, second that.
And any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. 3-0. 3-0.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we move on to correspondence?
Yes.
Correspondence.
What time is it? 11.
10:18.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've read this.
Yeah, I read it this morning.
So, do you wanna make a motion to focus this discussion? Dare you make a motion to try to focus this discussion?
I'll make a motion that we focus this discussion to the writer's, or the contributor's suggestion.
I think
Or,
you have to decide what action you think we're gonna take on this as the motion.
oh, okay, well,
Do you wanna respond to it? Do you want to, change the ordinance? Do you want to do nothing?
I'm trying to think how I'm gonna make a motion here.
Mm-hmm.
His idea is not a bad idea, but I'd like it only to be in effect if we have this other program we're talking about in the future where property owners get the tags, and they're the parking tags, because they're the only ones who rightfully can park in the parking lots of our beaches. And it's understandable that if a property owner,
Okay, we're
With
still
this-
having a discussion without a motion.
is that okay?
No.
Have someone needed
Well,
to.
then, I'm gonna
second
make a motion that we
discussion.
discuss the idea of what this writer would like,
Okay.
okay?
Second.
His idea he's trying to say that as a property owner, if he goes to a beach and the parking spaces are all filled, he wants the right to park on the street. And furthermore, he says it shouldn't be that onerous because it's to a limited period of time in the summer when this would happen. I'm gonna say it's something we need to consider very carefully. As it's a good idea, I think, but I think it needs to be tied to the fact that all those parking spaces should be only for property owners and their guests only. So if I had my little tag looking around for a parking space, darn it, there's no parking space available at Edelweiss Beach, I should be able to park on the road so I can have my day at the beach.
With your tag on your car, and then they would know that you're. a
Yes,
property
of course,
owner.
you'd have to have your tag on your car. If there's no tag on the car and the cops stroll by, this guy's eligible for a ticket. But we would have to have that tag program in place, which
Right.
we've heard support for, it's just nothing has really materialized yet.
Nobody's second the motion, and I kinda need to
That's
hear
because I
that.
rambled on,
Oh,
sorry.
I actually did
I
say
think-
second,
Oh, thank
I think
you,
did,
Nancy.
Okay.
very early in, before he started
We were-
discussing more.
Before I started
All
rambling.
right, thank you.
We're trying to pin him to the floor to make a motion.
I'm still kinda
And
confused.
the other
Immediately
thing is,
seconded.
if there are cars in the parking lot without a tag, the police should take them.
Absolutely, that was the whole idea, is that the parking spaces should be for,
But that
Otherwise,
whole
property
thing
owners
needs to
only.
be in place first.
So I'm gonna write in these lines. I'm gonna make a motion that we place a warrant to create a parking permit system for the beaches, starting in 2026.
second.
Okay, so we had a motion and seconded
Oh, okay, so we
to
gotta vote on
discuss,
that.
and we discussed it.
Yes,
And now we're going in, I'm worried about nesting like amendments on a warrant article. But that was just to discuss,
right,
so we're continuing to discuss, we don't need to clean that one up before we go to this one. But now the discussion's really on this by itself. So just, that's all I'm gonna say, is that we made a motion to discuss it, we started to
Correct.
discuss it, she made a motion to actually
Right,
start
have a
a,
warrant article on the 2026 warrant. And that was seconded, and
mm-hmm,
we can discuss that,
yes,
okay? So I'm gonna broaden the discussion from that to
right,
say that we drafted the ordinance, this is still about the ordinance, not the warrant article yet. We drafted the ordinance and didn't discuss, we mentioned but didn't get into detail about the parking tag system for the beaches. We didn't specifically talk about the beaches, other than
right,
that you wouldn't be allowed to park on the road in front of the beaches. We heard from one person who didn't attend, no one attended the hearing.
well, Dinah did.
Did she?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
Yes,
she
yes,
did.
Dinah was there.
She didn't have any objections to anything.
She did not have any objections.
I was very quiet.
Or any comments on it. I think we actually did talk about the parking permits, because I mentioned that David Rowe
Right,
had this in front of the legislative body 14 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
wow,
Anyway, so focusing back on this, the feedback that we got from the hearing was pretty close to zero. One person came forward and communicated with us, asking us to reconsider what we've already done. One. Am I correct? One?
Mhm.
No one's heard from anybody else on this?
nope,
Previous to this, the commissioners, I think it might have been a previous board that got communications from another resident saying they had a problem with cars parking in front of that same beach, claiming that emergency vehicles couldn't access
correct.
the beach area, couldn't even get into the parking lot.
Because
Mhm.
of parking
recall
on the
this?
road.
Yes,
Wow.
So, I'm weighing this out. At the time that it was proposed at our table to put this into the ordinance, I couldn't think of a reason to vote no. I was thinking of the situations that we know people repeatedly park in front of their own houses. And we've yet to hear from any of them, which surprises me. There's one on Middle Shore in particular I'm thinking of, and there's one on Hotwell that I'm thinking of. And
I don't think we'll hear from either of them until they start getting a notice from the
Please.
police that they're illegally parked.
well, I guess that goes into human nature category then, huh? Which is surprising. So we have this one request to come in. And so what I'm hearing is our response would be that we're linking the solution to what he's talking about to a system that we propose to put in place next year.
Yes,
Yes,
I think that is the solution to what he's talking about.
I agree. But also, let's take into account, we have a very recent example where we gave an exemption or a waiver for the EPOA event this past Saturday at Idlewild Beach. If all the spaces were filled up at Idlewild Beach, which they were, people were allowed to park on the road to go see Steve perform on the beach. And some people actually had to do that because all the spaces were filled. So it's sort of very similar to this.
Yeah.
That was just a temporary waiver. We could tie this to the tag system, and it's sort of simple. It's limited to a
I would
discrete period of time.
want to see us get a permit system for parking at the beaches first,
Yeah.
before I would want to review the ordinance. Because it could be that many people parking in the beach parking lots would not have tags, and therefore they would be
Asked to leave.
asked to leave, and the police would be informed that there's vehicles there without. Should the parking specifically at Geneva show, or Thusis, show to be they're not big enough, so that we have permit people filling it, and there's other people with permits that still want to park there, but the parking lot is full. I think I would want to see that situation happen before I would want to change the ordinance saying that we would add a couple of specific permit parking only spots outside any of the beaches.
So you would physically add additional spots on the roadway?
Well, we'd allow them to park on the road, but we would have it marked.
Oh, we would.
So what I'm understanding is you want to see if we have the tag system in place, does the pressure get relieved?
Right,
And people like this author won't run into this problem.
correct.
Okay, but if they do run into the problem, then we take up what we were talking about was, let's allow tag holders to park on the road if there's absolutely no spaces left in the beach for that period of time that we set for, let's say, Porridge Shore.
Right,
Okay,
right, we'd change the ordinance so that the Porridge Shore area wording applied around other beaches, and right now it does not. But that would be something I would wanna see the permit situation, solution first, to see if that relieves the pressure.
Was his correspondence inquiry specify a certain beach, or was he overall looking at?
I simply know what beach he goes to.
Yeah, I do- I
And
do
I know
too.
what beach his
I do
family
too.
goes to.
Gotcha.
we already know that parking on the road at Boulders is a no-go no matter what. But Geneva, Idlewild, and Thusis
He says we need to allow overflow parking at Idlewild Beach, Geneva Beach, and Thusis Beach.
So he's
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
doing the whole, yeah.
I left out Boulder Beach because I
Yeah.
think there's legitimate safety concerns
Yes.
there in that
Right.
busy area. Well, somebody else thinks there's safety concerns at Geneva Beach.
Correct,
We already talked about that. So,
right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you were implying when you started talking about waivers. I hope we're not gonna get into a situation that we're gonna give waivers for
No,
the
no, no,
beaches
no.
in the interim.
No, I just mentioned for that one EPOA event, we waived the restriction of no parking on the roads for that particular event only.
So if there's an event, we may consider it, but not,
Not
Normal
for all
course of-
summer.
Not for
No,
normal
no,
case
no,
of
no,
beach use.
No, we would have to write it into the ordinance if we're gonna go that direction for parking on the street if there's absolutely no.
so are we at the point that we respond by saying we discussed this and we
Yeah.
voted to have a warrant article to propose a parking permit system as the solution to your beach parking problem?
We can, I actually mentioned it to this individual on
Already?
Saturday. Oh, yeah, and
You test marketed it?
oh, I test marketed it, and he basically, that's even worse, was the response.
What would be
So I don't
worse
think he's
about
gonna be
that?
happy with that, but we could say that we're gonna test it out first. And if you're right, then we'll go with your solution. If we're right, and you should be happy.
I don't know what what would be so bad with a permit.
It's never passed. It's been in front of the voters more times than I can count off in one hand, and it has never passed
And
to
why
put
do you
in
think
a
that
permit.
is?
Because people make comments along the lines of, well, my family comes up
That's-
and
okay.
there's 3 vehicles.
Yes, that's exactly it.
There's 3 vehicles that and we all want, you know, because of the amount of people or a baby car, baby seat or something
Right.
as to why, and you say, okay, well, your first thought is, we'll just take that vehicle to the beach, but then everybody else doesn't fit in the other vehicle and they don't wanna
That's not our problem.
Correct, but these are the things that people
But
come
not-
up.
Not having
and
a
these-
system
and
allows
these-
that to continue.
These are the discussions that have happened at prior
Gotcha.
warrant articles,
Okay.
which
but-
was
but
Jennifer's
there's
question.
There's possible solutions to that, like maybe each household gets 2 tags. I don't want to get into that argument right now. I'm just saying that's gonna come up when we
The
try and
reason it's the
devise a
tag
system.
is so we can move from vehicle to vehicle,
Right,
as opposed to stickers, the way the town does.
Right.
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 By the way, I saw a sign in the parking lot for the beach, foot of the lake beach, for the breakfast for the first Sunday of Old Home Week. And the sign in the parking lot says it's $100 fine for parking in that parking lot without a Madison sticker. $100.
huh,
Yeah. So,
Ouch.
we can do the same.
So, are we all set then? The response is gonna be that we
Mhm.
discussed this and we voted to
Mhm.
propose a parking, a
Permit
hanging
system.
tag from the mirror parking system for residents at the beaches. And we will see whether this solves the problem.
Right. He might not think it's gonna solve the problem, but I think it's the first thing that we could try.
He's just one person too.
Right,
Well, did we mention that other people have pointed at Geneva Beach having a safety issue with number of
Correct.
cars?
correct,
Put that
it's
in
very
there.
difficult,
Yeah,
there are times
yeah.
that there's a bunch of cars lined up, and you would not be able to get an ambulance in there if something was happening at the beach.
And that was what specifically was written a year or 2 ago by a resident on Oak Ridge Road
Yes,
to the commissioners.
yes,
Was it to this board or was it a previous board? Was I on the,
I think you might have been the only one on when that was written, but I do recall seeing it.
And that's cars are parking along Geneva Place?
yes.
Yes,
That an ambulance can't
get down.
Can't turn the corner to even go in the parking lot. They would have to service somebody on the beach or in the water from
The street,
Yeah.
Middle Shore Drive. Because they
They're
couldn't get
parked
the
on both
ambulance.
sides of the
They
entrance.
parked on both, you can barely fit a,
Oh, I see.
you're lucky you can walk down there sometimes.
Jeez, that's bad.
Yeah, because people park on both sides.
that's a little exaggeration maybe.
Well,
You can
I'm
walk.
sure there's
You
times.
You can walk.
You just can't drive a big car.
You wouldn't wanna pull a stretcher all that distance.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
Well,
enough on that?
I'm sure there's a solution to
No,
that too, like
we wanna
parking
keep
only on
talking
one
about
side of
this.
the road allowed.
If we get to the point where we have to do something like that, we'll think about it then.
Okay, all right, so.
Okay.
And I'll help you write the warrant article if you.
You dig it out of the file you already have?
Yeah. I was gonna say,
We'll do a
Okay.
search.
If we've covered correspondence, we have public comments, we have non-agenda items, we motion to go into non-public session by a roll call vote, which will recess after this non-public session and go and look at
Socorro View.
core review in Basil.
I just have one comment. I was watching the selectmen's meeting the other day, and they were getting a grant for a new truck.
That's the program, same
That,
program
that
we talked
fleet
about.
that we were talking about, the
Green.
international,
Wow.
yeah, that's the
Seems
same
like they were
program.
gonna have the whole thing covered though, I don't know.
They might get, they're putting in for a second truck if I followed the that selectmen's meeting that I saw. But that's where I learned about this program that we're
Oh,
now
you did?
discussing.
Yeah,
Okay, that's all I have to say.
Yes.
Enough of that. Go in your non-public.
I
and
make a motion to go into non-public session. Need a second?
Second.
How do you vote, Nancy?
Aye.
How do you vote, Woodham?
Aye.
And I vote yes also.
Me too.
Thank you, Carol. At